Okay, so hello. This video is one that I've thought about not doing, so like why bother? So many videos like this out there, but again, having a look through some recently, I figured, everybody's story is unique. Mine's unique to me. So yeah, I know there's a lot of people out there still struggling. So if this video does help, great, fabulous. I'm so happy. So yeah, as the title suggests, this is my coming out story. Bit cliche, but hey, everybody's doing it. So yeah, my coming out story, bit different. I came out a lot later than most on YouTube. This is going to sound so grandpa, but I grew up in a different time, in a different era when gay rights, weren't that great. So I obviously lived through that. Came out to my family a lot later in life, partly because of that, but also because my attitude was that I didn't give a shit what other people thought. I still don't. But I thought it fair to my parents and my family to really know who I was. And this is going to sound so weird, but it wasn't until I got my first computer, got the internet, started looking around on the internet, that I really came to grips with who I was. So yeah, that was a big deal. I mean, again, it was the start of the internet era, start of everybody getting home PCs. Amongst my family, I was the first one to get a PC. So, brother, sister, nieces, nephews would all come to my place to use the internet and do whatever they wanted to do, which didn't bother me, but yeah, that's where I found my feet. So, as I remember it, first person I told, I think, was my sister. I rang her, talking to her obviously, hey, something you need to know. Told her I was gay. The reaction I got couldn't have been much better. She was like, yeah, so what? Don't care, we always figured that anyway, so whatever. So yeah, pretty uneventful. I did ask her for a bit of advice on telling my parents. Who to tell first. Her biggest one was tell them together, because the fact that if I'd have told mum first or dad first would have upset the other one, thinking I didn't care as much. So that was some great advice, telling them together. I know that's not going to be the same for everybody, but that's how it was for me. So yeah, that was uneventful. From there, I told my brother. Picked a day, I went round to his house to visit him and his wife and the kids. He has 3 children. They're all adults now. So yeah, I went round there, obviously saying, look, got something you need to know, something I need to tell you. Told him I was gay, and again, uneventful. My brother, yeah, whatever. We sort of guessed it. My sister-in-law was the funny one. She turned around and says, oh, thank goodness you told us. We were going to get pissed and ask you and whatever. And my response to that was, you know what? I really wish you did, because then I wouldn't have had to stress out and, worry about what sort of reactions I'd get, because I could have just simply said, yeah, what the hell? So that's it. That's my brother and sister dealt with. Next is the bigger hurdle, my parents. I mean, again, Mum and Dad grew up in a very different, stricter era. But I had a great upbringing. My parents never really hammered us, don't do this, don't do that. We were allowed to make choices. We made some mistakes and we learned from it. We made some good decisions. So, yeah, this was a tricky one for me. So I had it planned. Oddly enough, here in Australia, we celebrate the Queen's birthday with a long weekend. So, ironically, that's the weekend I chose to tell my parents. They were planning to visit my sister, who lives out a fair way away from us, so I invited them to stop into my house first and visit me. I planned it this way because the way I was thinking, if it didn't go well, I could kick them out of my house. And that would have been the end of the story, you know. So that was my plan. So Mum and Dad popped over. As per usual, my dad parked himself on my lounge suite, flicked on the cricket, started watching cricket. Which was a bit awkward, but I'm like, you know what, hey, I've got something to tell you guys. Recently things have been changing, I've been figuring things out. I told him, I said, look, I've actually been chatting to people online, I've got to know some people online, and, you know, I figured it's time to tell you who I am, who I really am, and I told them. Reaction I got from my dad, again, totally unexpected. He's just like, yeah, what do you expect these days? Blew me away. I had no comeback to that. My mum was like, oh, we love you, and carried on, gave me a big hug. It was, you know, it was weird. I kind of broke the hug and turned around and I said, Mum, I'm gay, I'm not dying. Okay, so I just needed you to know who I was. So yeah, that was that. We had a bit of a chat about a few things. Obviously, again, they had their suspicions, but I guess all parents know. And as a lot of other people in these videos have said, telling your parents is the hard one because they have a preconceived idea of what your life's going to be. They have it planned out. You'll be married by a certain age. You'll have kids by a certain age. They're going to have grandkids. They're going to have great-grandkids. As the eldest of the family, I guess I was first in line, but my brother and my sister got married first. They had kids first. The questions were always asked, when are you going to get a family? And my answer was, plenty of time. You know, I've got plenty of time. It's not going to, you know, it's no rush. But obviously, secretly, it was never going to happen. So, yeah, did have one little hiccup shortly after this. Probably a couple of weeks later, I visited my parents at their home and obviously took someone home with me. Yeah, but I didn't find out there was an issue till later on. A couple of days later, I went back, you know, visiting Mum and Dad again, and Mum sort of called me aside and said, Dad was a bit uncomfortable with me, with my friends at the time. It wasn't a boyfriend or anything, just somebody I'd met and who was helping me get into the community around Sydney at the time. You know, Dad was comfortable, you know, can't you act the way you've always been? And my response to that was no. I said, no, like, what do you want? When I'm at home with you, around you and Dad, are you wanting me to go back in the closet? Because the person you knew before I told you was fake. That wasn't the true me. Now you're seeing the true me. You don't like it. Which, to that, my dad apologised. He said, look, yep, totally understand. Sorry to say that, but, you know, didn't understand. So, but, you know, we get on great. We still do. I love my parents dearly. I love my brother dearly. I love my sister dearly. All the family. I seriously believe I've got the best family in the world. A lot of people are going to say that, but I do. As part of that, I've got my eldest niece's wedding this weekend. So, yeah, flying off to Sydney tomorrow. Going to catch up with the family, which will be great considering I live over 1,000 kilometres away and it's not that regular we catch up. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. So, yeah, that's basically my coming out story. As I say, uneventful as it was, it may help some people to know that it's never too late. Today, these days, yeah, probably a lot easier. Depends on your circumstances, where you are. Still a lot of issues out there, but you know what? It's a big step and it scares the hell out of all of us. So, yeah, if this story helps in any way, awesome. I'm so wrapped. Please leave comments below. I'd love to hear some of your stories, or if this video sort of helped you to make that step, please leave comments. Like the video, give me a big thumbs up, that'd be awesome as well, and subscribe to my channel. I'd really enjoy you if you were to subscribe and leave comments, help me grow the channel, and I've got a lot more content to be uploading. If you have a look at my other videos, there's a few there, random things I spot in the street, some vlogging, whatever, so please take a look at them. And yeah, the big thing is subscribe to my channel, please, share it with your friends, share this video if it helps somebody, awesome. So that's all for now, until I post again, take care.